low income, or first generation. Like those are words you never used to describe yourself before you apply to college and get to college. Been like, oh, I've been these things my entire life, but only now do they matter. It's frustrating to feel like you have to do so much work just to be able to play, not even like to succeed or win the game, just to like show up. I'm actually the last of 11, so it's a very big family. My parents immigrated from Mexico, and that never let me really understand to like the extent to which poverty kind of afflicted my life until like I got much older, and in particular when I got to Colombia and seeing like the very like stark difference between like what I thought like a regular childhood was and like what my friends thought a regular childhood was. A lot of my freshman year, especially like the very beginning, so many people talk about politics. It's so interesting, like the first time for realizing like in my life that like people were talking about issues and like that was an issue to them. Like people on welfare, like, oh, that's such a big issue, and those are like an abstract concept of ideas. Like all the issues that they were talking about, like that's not an issue for me, like that's my life. Originally, like I didn't know the weight that that word would eventually like hold on my life. But like I didn't know anyone that had gone to college or had parents that gone to college, so that wasn't weird to me. You really get asked like, did your parent or did your brother or sister go here when you apply? Thinking like they already know how to navigate those systems. And it's so interesting because like you're held to the same standard and understanding as people who grew up with like a much more a wealth of privilege than you can understand, but you're still expected to perform and do the exact same things. And when you don't, you know, you're the first generation kid that went all the way here, but then like failed or flunked out. So there's still like a gross disparity in like how like white affluent students are performing at the school and how like equally intelligent, equally qualified Black and brown low-income students are performing. I'm really blessed to like get like my school fully covered, and Columbia and the other elite institutions like can criticize them a lot, but at the end like they do front the bill, right? Like I don't have any loans, never had to take out any. I think Columbia could do more, and all the Ivies, and this is a Columbia, a lot of elite things aren't Columbia specific. And if you got, you know, X person from X other Ivy or really elite school that's like predominantly white, like you would get a lot of the same answers just because a lot of these schools conduct themselves how they think it's okay for everyone to conduct themselves. And I think being first generation like is so hard because you so often just don't get any space to fail, and you don't ever want to admit that like stuff is hard and that you're not doing well in your classes, or you need more help, or you need more support than you're getting. But I just like my only advice to anybody would be like, it's okay, and that doesn't mean you're not amazing and like intellectually talented and gonna do really, really amazing things.